down to the neon lights. It's where I wanna be, 'cause I'm just trying to make it.
You're listening to the Diamonds in the Rough podcast.
I'm just trying to make it.
Powered by Prospects Live.
All right, today is Wednesday. It is almost July, June 29th, and got another episode on the way. As you can hear, my voice is shot. I do have COVID. Yeah, y'all remember that virus that went around a couple years ago. Apparently, it's back, and now I'm in the days in. I was about 12 days out from facing hitters for the first time, so couldn't have possibly came at a better time. I appreciate the visit it gave me. But you know what? We power through it. That's what we do. So we're bringing you this show. And I want to start off this one with something that we didn't start off with last week for whatever reason it was. Schnelly, happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did you feel like it was your Father's Day yet, or is it still too early?
Dude, so this is actually really funny. So I woke up that morning and no joke, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's going on? I had a billion texts and I didn't know what was going on. I finally saw it's Father's Day. And so it hit me. But dude, I literally was panicking because my whole family was texting me about stuff. And I was like, dude, what's going on? But it was good.
It felt like your day, or did it still feel like your dad's day?
I think it felt more like my day because it was my first one. Like me and my brother, a lot of people were reaching out to both of us because it was our first one. So like everybody was hitting us up. So it definitely felt more like mine probably this time now, like next year. But then now Bo will be older next year too. So it'll probably be more next year too. So it was a good one. I think partly because my brother had one too, a baby too, and it's his first. It like kind of all culminated into like kind of a big day for our family. So
yeah, and I don't know. Even on Mother's Day, I got to thinking about this, and then Father's Day too, because I guess when you're younger, you feel like your parents are so mature and they have all the answers and all this. And then I look like we're at the age where we can have kids. You have a kid. Yeah. We're not close to having all the answers. You know, it's like it kind of gives you like, well, it does. And I know even more so than me, it gives you an appreciation for your parents because like they were just doing the best they could. So
100%.
Shout out, mom and dad. Love you guys.
Yeah, shout out.
Some business to take care of. We have some new friends here at DNR. Starting with, as you can see on YouTube, if you're watching my shirt, Hit Factory Athletics. These guys produce some sick merch. You gotta give them a look. On field, off field, shirts, hats, sweatshirts. They got a new release coming out, I think for July 4th. Like a nice short sleeve hoodie. I am a little bit of a slut for a short sleeve hoodie, so I'll definitely be getting one. And if you do get stuff from their website, use code DNR10 for 10% off. And tag us, tag them. They're super active on socials. Follow them. They're going to be a great partner for us, and they got some really, really cool stuff. So definitely give them a look. And the most important part, other than Father's Day, of course, of this week, Mark Appel is a big leaguer. After all this time, I'll never forget. As soon as we got off that interview, we kind of just sat there and was like, that guy's awesome. Like, that guy's sick. I want him to make the big leagues as bad as I want to make the big leagues. So,
dude, everybody in the locker room was talking about it, and I literally was like, yeah, we interviewed him, and they were like, what's he like and stuff? And I literally just kept saying, like, I can't even explain it. Like, I was like, if there was a draft for, like, people on this earth, like, he's first pick. Yeah. Like, round one, pick one.
I went back and listened to the interview today when I was writing that blog. If you haven't checked out the blog, go check it out. It was like, he was just the most genuine dude ever. You could just feel how much he's learned over his time, through adversity and away from the game. So seeing somebody like that make it is special for anybody. Like he's an easy guy to root for. And I don't know. I was going to check and see. Are they playing today? Do y'all know?
I don't believe so.
By the way, we're recording on Monday. God, I sound terrible. I can hear myself sound terrible. Dude, this is day 3 of COVID, and I'm actually feeling fantastic today. I have no fatigue, nothing, no headache. My throat just hurts, and I can't talk. So
No, they didn't play today.
I need this to scurry on out of here very quickly. Very, very quickly. Chanel, you want to talk about something at the top of the show? After all the cyberbullying you got.
Yeah, so everybody wanted to give me crap for not pimping a home run over the freaking batter's eye. And this week we're up 8-0, and it's bases loaded. Now I've already had an opportunity with two different opportunities with bases loaded. The first time I struck out, which you never want to strike out with bases loaded. It's literally super embarrassing. You have an opportunity for RBIs and you don't get it, and it hurts your soul. Second time,
less than 2 outs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Second time they had the heavy shift on me, like heavy shift, and it was a close game. And so I was like, all right, if you're going to give me a hit and an RBI, I'm going to bunt for a base hit. So I bunted, got my RBI and a hit, kept bases loaded, and we ended up putting up some runs that inning. So heads up play by Nick. He's throwing it back to the old days. Get your hits when you
Small
can.
ball wins championship.
Yep. I also had a bunt hit yesterday as well. So they're shifting me. If you're going to give me a hit and let me be 1 for 1 or 1 for 2, and then the rest of my at-bats me be able to freaking try and do some damage and feel like really good about having a hit on the day, I'm going to take it every single time. Every single time.
Back to the
But anyways, back to the story. So bases are loaded. We're up 8-0, and they bring in this pitcher. First pitch inside for a ball, and I'm seeing this well. And this team's been attacking me inside all week. So I'm like, see a pitch up and in and freaking turn and burn on that baby. Well, sure enough, he brings me one up and in. I hit this ball 105 at 28 degrees. Now, if you guys don't understand what that means, it means 99.99999. At every park except Charleston, that's a home run. I freaking hit it, and I'm skipping down the line, shaking my head, looking at the dugout like, let's go. All of a sudden, I'm getting close to first, and boom, hits the wall. I ended up getting base clear and double. But that is why I will never, ever, the rest of my life, pimp a home run. For that reason.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was so embarrassed.
That's a $3 fine. Okay,
it should have been $1 billion fine. I felt like a jackass.
I saw you put the video on your story because Race Player Dev tweeted out.
Well, honestly, that was selfless of me that I was able to put my pride aside and repost that to show people like, hey, this is how you're not supposed to act. Especially
you didn't even say anything though. You just posted the video, which is the funniest part. So your discretion. Yeah, that's good stuff. Pimping balls in Charleston's tough, but the one you hit over the batter's eye was in Augustus. There was really no excuse.
Yeah, that's true. Literally, I'm not kidding. You could have literally had that same exact thing happen in every single park in America. Every single one, and that ball would have gone out, but not Charleston. And to make it worse, we had a walk-off 2 days later, or the next day. We had a walk-off the next day, and the dude hit it 98 at freaking 27. So 7 mile an hour slower and 1 degree lower.
It went out.
Yeah. And like it didn't. It kind of snuck out, but like it really didn't. He hit it and he knew it was gone, and like it cleared it pretty good. And mine hit the freaking base of the wall. It didn't even hit the middle of the wall.
Maybe
it hit like
the biscuit. You get over there to what's that biscuit place across the bridge? Dang, I forget what it's called. It's elite though in Charleston.
Yeah, it is.
I think
I
I'm
can't
saying.
see what it is.
God.
Toast?
Yeah. No, that is a place, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is literally called something biscuit. It's like an adjective and biscuit, and it's kind of funny. I don't remember what it's called.
Flipping biscuits.
Congratulations to the Ole Miss Rebels, the College World Series champions. It stays in Mississippi. Kind of sick. The last team to get in the tournament wins it all. That's why we tee it up. That's why we lace them up, and that's why we play the game. The freshman, is he a freshman? How do you pronounce his last name? Shook Dylan DeLucia turned into Satchel Paige. They had Tim Elko obviously running the show. Kevin Graham. I played against those guys. They've been there forever.
Joseph Gonzalez or whatever his name is hit that home run.
Man, they just got going, and when they got going, you couldn't stop them. The bullpen was just elite the entire postseason. That's the teams that win in Omaha is either you're just way better than everybody, like Vanderbilt was in 2019, or you have guys step up. And Ole Miss had guys step up, and they had their guys get hot, and that's what it's all about, man. And the College World Series was a lot of fun, especially that series. There's a lot of blowouts though. Shook, you had a stat on that.
Yeah. Decided by, I think 8 runs or more, and there were games decided by 4 runs or less. So,
Dang. Yeah, it was.
I mean,
a lot of big downs.
it is what it is. I mean, I went into it being used to being like just coming off the Women's College World Series, and like there were all these upsets, and everybody was beaten. Like all the good teams were losing and everything. So it was. I think that was why I was more shocked by it, but. Still, I think it was a great College World Series.
Well, the thing about this World Series to me was there wasn't really any opportunities for a big upset because, like, it was the most even playing field that there's been in forever. Like, it wasn't like Tennessee was in it or 2 years ago Vanderbilt. Like these, it was literally a coin flip. Like even the odds, I think Texas had the best odds and Notre Dame, and they got
Texas
bounced.
was out. Texas was 2 and out.
Texas 2 and Q.
College baseball runs through Mississippi.
It does. It is the state right now. Mississippi State. I feel bad for Mississippi State fans. They got to bask in the glory for 1 year. 1 year. That'd be like if Florida won in football this next year. We get to enjoy it for one season. That
will not be happening, by the way.
It will not be happening.
That will not be happening.
They're bottom feeder. But yeah, so Mississippi State, I know they're hurting. But congrats to Ole Miss and their fan base. That's a cool fan base. They deserve that. Both fan bases last year deserved it. Been hungry for that for a while. So another thing in college baseball that blew my mind, really. LSU hired the Twins pitching coach today. The Minnesota Twins are in first place. He was their pitching coach. Wes Johnson, I think is his name. He resigned right before the All-Star break in the big leagues, and he's now coaching college, and he's making more money. Is that not insane that a college pitching coach makes more than a professional pitching coach?
Hey, the goose is loose in my apartment right now.
What goose?
He borrowed a spatula. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah, so they hired a professional pitching coach mid-season. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life.
So I know that LSU's coach's last name is Johnson. Are they related by chance?
That's a good question. I don't think so. This guy is like he's not new to college. He's coached at Arkansas and Mississippi State, and he had success in both places. So it wasn't like some surprise. What is that noise?
Sounds like somebody's air conditioner.
Or
somebody's cooking something.
My mom's scooping ice cream right now. I could be it.
Maybe.
I kept muting myself because
Did you
JJ
find
was
that
in
shit?
here and the dog is walking around and you can hear his freaking him pitter pattering down the floor.
Are they related, Shook, or did you find it?
No. All
I
I
haven't
saw
heard
was
that they are. I feel like I would hear that they are.
all I heard was big hire for Jay Johnson or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's all I saw.
That is a big hire, and they've been killing the portal, man.
Holy cow! Yeah, no kidding.
2 first-rounders, really.
Yeah, I'm sure Wes Johnson's glad to get his hands on Christian Little from Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's got some stuff. Fun to play with stuff
Mhm.
as a pitching coach. So I went on the Freddie Freeman rant last week. He returned to Atlanta, and I thought it went great. The Atlanta fans gave him the ovation he deserved. And as soon as he stepped in the box, they booed him. I was like, all right, that's sick. That's what they needed to happen. So I came at y'all last week, Braves fans. I'm now tipping my cap.
They heard you.
They heard me, yeah.
Yeah,
It was just a
you
rally
spoke
cry.
to them.
It was just a rally cry that it's time to wake up. Time to wake up and get after it.
He had to step out of the box last night on Sunday Night Baseball, his first at bat, because they were
Again?
standing O. Yeah, I feel like that's never going to end.
Now it's
Like
time
he's-
for Freddie Freeman to move on.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's time for both of them to move on. To be honest,
well, the Braves, they've seemed to have moved on now. Freddie Freeman needs to move on now. The ball's in his court at this point.
I mean, when they play in the NLCS or whatever NLDS, it's probably going to happen again or whatever when he comes back to Atlanta.
Yeah, because like a lot of people call the Braves run a fluke last year, but Max Fried is a top 10 pitcher in baseball, easily.
Charlie Morton is a vet that
He is. He's struggling right now too. They're gonna get Soroka back. Our boy Strider is a monster.
Dude, wow.
is a beast.
Monster. 6 shutout last night. Michael Harris. He's got to be the lead for National League Rookie of the Year. Him and Strider got to be hit toe to toe.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Funny enough, O'Neal Cruz has the best odds to win Rookie of the Year.
I mean, that makes sense to me, right? But if the season ended today, it would probably be Spencer Strider, surely, right?
Yeah, I think
It would
the
have
top
to be.
5, O'Neal is like plus 450. Mackenzie
That makes
Gore
sense
is
for like long term.
Yeah. I think Mackenzie Gore's up there, Nolan Gorman.
Do you want to? Oh, that's AL. Hold on, let me get it. NL.
Yeah, I could definitely see a long term, but season end of the day, it would be Strider and Gore. I feel like both guys have been just.
You think you can name the top 5 odds?
Right now?
Yeah.
This is for the year?
For NL, yeah, right now.
O'Neal Cruz.
Mackenzie Gore.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, there's
exactly.
3 people tied. O'Neal Cruz, Mackenzie Gore, and there's one other.
Why were you shaking your head then?
Well, because I thought it was different. Because O'Neal Cruz is put 3rd on here, but then I looked at the odds and they were all the same.
Nolan Gorman's been up there. Has Alec been up? Is Alec up there?
No,
I didn't think
Gorman
so.
is considered 2nd.
Strider.
He's
I
3rd
think
behind.
NL
He's 5. Gorman's 4, and then there's 3 people tied.
So
Michael
you shook your head
Harris.
again. I would guess on
Michael
that.
Harris would
Yeah.
be the.
Yeah, Michael Harris.
You shook your head to 4 correct answers.
Well,
Yeah, that
because
threw me off
the
a little
order on here is different.
Okay,
than the
you
way
said guess
it.
the top 5.
I was like, dude, I literally looked at this morning. I know this answer.
You said guess the top 5, and then you shook your head at 4 of the 5.
Yeah, because I wanted you to give it to me in order.
Didn't say that.
I can't believe.
Good job,
dude,
shit. We just dominated that.
There we go.
Can you do
Let's
AL?
do AL. Yeah, Julio's number 1 by a mile. Bobby's up there. He's at least
He's
top 3.
3rd.
Shortstop
Adley.
for the Astros.
Adley's is 5.
Pedro Leon, is he up there? Or Jeremy Pena, I mean.
Yeah, Jeremy Pena.
Jeremy Pena's 2.
Yeah, that guy's nasty.
And then
Um,
an X-Ray is number 4.
Joe Ryan.
Yeah. Those are the
Is that
top
all 5?
Yeah.
Joe
Boz
Ryan's having a
is-
heck of a year.
Boz is literally in the top 10. He's barely
Ozzy.
this year.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing I'm going to rant about. Fernando Tatis is 5th in National League shortstop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All-Star
this is
voting.
BS.
That's
Fan voting has got to stop. Fan voting is ruining the All-Star game. Not only because of BS like that, but because, like I said on Twitter today, it affects guys' salaries. So a guy like Joe Ryan, who, unless you're from Minnesota or Tampa, you probably don't know who he is because he's in Minnesota, and he's just not getting that love. He's an all-star.
Yeah.
He should be an all-star, and he might not get voted in. I haven't seen the voting numbers, but I could see him as a guy not get in, and then a guy like, I don't know. It's fun to pick on Garrett Cole this year, but he's having a really, really good year. I don't know why people keep throwing shade at him, but you go guys around the league who aren't having a good year, but because they're big names and they're big markets, they're going to get votes, which is lame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
and two, I think as you go further down and like these guys become in the Hall of Fame conversation,
Yeah.
it's going
Yes,
to be
it
hard.
matters.
It's like
Yeah, it matters.
Fernando Tatis was an all-star starter at shortstop, and he played 0 games this year. Or that
Yes, it matters.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like guys care about their careers too. Like if you go out and have a great year, but you play for a team that just their fan base isn't that big and you're not getting voted. Like when you look back like that, like you said, like Hall of Fame, like even just looking back at your career, like your freaking baseball card, like
Yeah.
you feel snubbed. Like guys are like, I definitely deserve that, but
Well, Joe Ryan will be in arbitration in 2 years, and you don't think they'll bring
Yeah.
that up? Like his agent's like, "Oh, well, he's an all-star." And well, no, he wasn't. That's a big deal. That could cost him, $2 or $3 million.
yeah,
Fans
that's true.
vote for their favorite player instead of voting who should be in.
Speaking of the
It's
Rays,
crazy.
by the way, the Pirates were in Tampa this weekend, and I threw up every time I saw Baz in the dugout. Just to think of what could have been, And then
See
they
Glass
made
out of
McClanahan
there.
look like Satchel Paige last night. So.
Well, he is.
Well, he is. That's what
Yeah,
it
he
right
is.
now.
He's very good, but
Pretty
wow.
much had a good. I don't think he's had a bad outing in 2 years.
Yeah.
So Yeah, he's probably front runner for Cy Young in the American League, I'd say.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been dominant. Corbin Burns nationally.
Are you asking me what it is?
Yeah, I didn't know if you saw it pulled up or not.
No, I can do it right now.
Yeah, Corbin Burns is. I wonder how many people have had back-to-back Cy Youngs.
Few.
I feel like Kershaw did when he won MVP. That's crazy. He won MVP.
McClanahan and then Verlander. AL.
Verlander is nuts. Nuts. I watched him pitch against the
37
Yankees a
years
couple
old.
days ago.
Burns is third on the NL.
Not only is he 37 or 38, whatever he is, he's fresh off surgery.
Yeah.
Throwing 7 innings, 98 to 100.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Musgrove and Alcantara are in front of Burns.
Oh, look at that. Another former
Alcantara's
Pirate.
nasty. Yeah, Alcantara's a horse. Dude, Justin Verlander is like modern day Nolan Ryan. Like he's going to go out there and give you 7 every single time, and he's going to be throwing 107.
Roger Clemens won back-to-back Cy Youngs twice. That's kind
How
of
many
nuts.
does he have?
He has got 7.
Oh my gosh,
He
that's
won it
crazy!
in
Like
86 and 87, and then 97 and 98. So almost 10 years, over 10 years apart.
so, think about this: we grew up with Albert Pujols, right? Like he was the guy when we were 7, 8 years old. So kids now, like say your little cousin, he's 8 years old. He watches baseball. He sees Pujols for what he is. When he grows up to be our age, he's going to be just like we're doing right now. I'm like gawking over Roger Clemens getting 7 because when I remember him, he was coming out of the bullpen. You know, like I knew he was good. I knew he was a legend. I would have never guessed he had 7 Cy Youngs. I'll be honest. That's
I mean, now you
insane.
remember him as the guy that comes up in the conversation of who's never going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. You don't appreciate the greatness, I guess, when you catch the back end of their careers, and that's all you catch.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of elite pitchers, we have another sponsor to talk about. And this is a brand. We had the Hit Factory to start. Now we have pitchers only. Follow them on Instagram as well. It is the brand for pitchers. They got shirts, they got hats, they got different pitching stuff. There's a lot of really, really good merch, and they are baseball friendly, obviously. And the same code applies, DNR 10 for 10% off. So go check out your stuff. You got the discount, so why not? I'm trying to find their page right now. Pitchers only apparel. They're the ones who have the sick. They also have a July 4th drop, and that was a short sleeve hoodie I was talking about. I got mixed up. But this 4th of July drop is some nasty stuff. They got shorts, they got hats. Worth the look. These guys know what they're doing. So DNR 10, get that discount. Stock up for July 4th weekend
Yes, sir.
because that holiday's made for baseball. To kind of
Baseball and rednecks.
baseball and rednecks, baby. To America.
In America.
So last kind of part of the show, which I think we might spend some time on, a real nasty brawl happened. What was that? Today's Monday, so that was yesterday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Was it yesterday?
Man, this thing got ugly. The funniest part was Rendon throwing haymakers with the cast on. That was hilarious.
Dude, we got done with the game and people were talking about it, and then I forgot to look it up, and then you brought it up in the text message, in the group message, and then I forgot to look it up again, so I finally looked it up, and like I probably didn't even see like a lot of the videos, but I just saw the one where like it really just was focusing on Winker the whole time, which I freaking love that dude. He freaking rakes.
He's an interesting character, man.
Yeah, he seems like it. He seems like an interesting guy, but
He was like that in Pensacola too. When
He went
was
straight
coming
after the pitching coach, Phil Nevin, which is awesome because we had Honeycutt on here, and he admitted that sometimes it comes from him, most of the time it doesn't when it's time to hit somebody. But Winker seemed pretty dead set that it was on him. They might have had some history.
Dude, he was trying to take on the whole team by himself. He didn't care.
Yeah, they tried to go Amir Garrett.
Yeah.
Dude, I've always wondered how it gets to the point in a brawl where you're just trying to break somebody up or you start throwing punches. Because there was guys running in and just instantly start throwing.
I think it also comes with like your like what your like emotion, like the kind of person you are. Like I'll always be the guy who's grabbing someone most likely and pulling back. I might yell, but I'm never gonna be the one freaking throwing haymakers.
Yeah. Well, it also probably depends on like what role you
Yeah,
have.
that's true
Like,
too.
if you
If
got
I got
hit
my-
yesterday, you're probably trying to find the guy that hit you yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. Or like if someone threw at my head or something like that.
And then, or if you're Justin Upton and you're on the team that waved you, he's down there scrapping with him.
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's picking him up, pulling him off the pile. Yeah, that was.
Do you think guys like that, like Mike Trout, like in that situation, like he wants to be in it, but he feels obligated not to because he's basically the face of baseball, or like Shohei? But Shohei was kind of in the mix too.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You
I
think
remember
there's
Bryce
like
Harper a couple years ago? He didn't care.
you think there's somebody in Mike Trout's ear like, dude, you can't.
No, because I don't think that's bad for his brand, unless he's like throwing like cheap shots or something, like unless somebody's on the ground. But if he's just squaring up with somebody, I don't think it's a bad look for him.
Yeah. Just
I
get
think
your
he
boys
respects
back. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Like people are like, what's like, why even do it? Well, first of all, because usually it's personal. Like if I pimped a home run and I got hit or something, okay, that's different. But like, I'll just take it and run the first. But like, if people are throwing at you and stuff, like you want to have your boys back.
Well, this was over multiple days. Like people were getting hit the whole series.
Yeah.
If you look at brawls, I'd like to see the percentage on this, but most of them happened the last game of the series
Yeah.
because it's been building up the whole time. Did you see the like the dugout view? The person that videoed it from like the on field, it was sick.
Was
It was like a ringside boxing match. Yeah, they were like literally in the front row, and they had the camera up. It was nasty. But that got us talking in the group message about some of the best brawls of all time. So I assigned the group some homework to bring it out. I got a couple on standby, so I can go last.
I'll lead us off. No, shit.
All right,
It don't matter.
whoever.
So
You got it.
one of the earliest ones I remember is A-Rod against Veritek in
Yeah.
04. Just from being a baseball fan, that's kind of one of the first ones I remember. So I went with that one. I think I was 4 years old at the time, so obviously I didn't see it live.
Too.
But
Like there's something special about that, and the fact that you could just like see it building up and him and A-Rod getting into it. That one is like when you think of baseball brawls, that one's up there. To go along with that one, when Pedro freaking chucked old boy, that one is nuts too. Don Zimmer, poor guy. He didn't go charging in there though. He asked for it.
He did.
Pedro just slung him.
I took like probably an hour out of my day today watching like videos of MLB.
Yeah,
brawls.
I've been down that rabbit hole multiple times. Don Zimmer was 72 years old.
He just got flung.
He came in head on a swivel.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a targeting call if he connected. All right, Chanel, what's the best brawl of all time?
I'll go with one that like this one's kind of like the first one I remember, and I was a Cubs fan, and it was when Michael Barrett, AJ Pierzynski ran over Michael Barrett at the on a play at home, and like just kind of hit him, and then slapped home plate, and Michael Barrett literally just punched him for no reason, like stopped him and then punched him, and then it went nuts. But that's the first one I kind of remember him being. It was Cubs White Sox.
Was Carlos Zambrano involved in that?
He may have been. That's when like he was playing. So
I'm trying to remember that fight. Like
So
I remember Pierzynski.
yeah, he trucked him. He didn't touch home. He slapped home and then like popped up. He popped up and like kind of got in Michael Barrett's face, and Michael Barrett like kind of stopped him. And like as he like tried to hold him to say something, like Pierzynski looked back at him, and Michael Barrett just boom hit him, and then everybody just went nuts.
To me, I remember my dad showed me this one. The best brawl of all time happened in 1984. The Padres versus the Braves. I know everybody's seen videos of this. But the bench was cleared 4 times during this game. There was players getting hit. There was players throwing or fans getting hit. They were throwing beer on the players. Like, this was an all-out war. If you haven't seen the video of this, go watch. It's literally like a 12-minute video, and it's constant fighting on the field. I'm trying to read the details. I'm not even sure how it got started. It didn't really say. But Joe Torre compared the Padres manager to Hitler. Oh, God,
rocked him.
Rocked him right in the side of the head. Obviously, a legendary one is Ventura charging Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
And 40-year-old Nolan Ryan kind of giving him the business.
There was another one, too, when Nigel Morgan, who is – I love that he's in the middle of this because if you never knew Nigel Morgan playing, it kind of fits perfectly. But he charged Chris Volstad, who probably outweighs him by 100 pounds. And I think it was 2010. And Gabby Sanchez, who covers baseball for the ACC network, and this is the only reason I know who he is, comes out of nowhere from first base and just clotheslines Nigel Morgan.
Yeah,
and he goes flying.
I remember
That was a good one.
I watched this video of the only fight ever in the World Baseball Classic, which that is a personal fight.
Was that the Canadian?
Mexico versus Canada. Yeah, that one was elite.
That was nuts.
Obviously, Bautista versus Odor.
Yeah, that was my other one. I had that one.
That's barely even a
Odor
brawl.
rocks him.
Like, nothing really happened after that. He just got clocked, and they just broke him up.
Rocked him, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how Bautista stood on his feet after that.
Dude, he literally wobbled. Like
his jaw hit his ear.
Yeah, he got rocked.
He crushed him. I forget who it was a couple years ago, but Severino for the Yankees hit somebody, and as soon as he hit him, he dropped his glove and ran at him from the mound. Like, just knew it was going to be a fight. I can't remember who he hit, though.
Dude, he rocks him right here. Well, it's because Batista tried to freaking slide through him.
Yeah. Then he got up and said something, and then he just –
Was
you always
lifting
got to be the
smoke.
guy that hits first, man. You don't want to be hit second.
I mean,
if you're punching second, you've already been hit.
Severino hit Justin Smoke.
Justin Smoke.
Yeah.
He literally dropped the glove and ran at him. That was like kind of early in his career too. I was like, dang. I also remember Miguel Cabrera. I think
he almost got
was
slept.
too. Yeah, rocked, bro. His glasses
Glasses
are
go
left center.
flying.
Oh my god! If I get hit like that, I'm gonna coma.
Rougned Odor got contracts because of that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a guy that hits a lot of home runs at second base, and that's it.
Yeah. Dude.
And he's got a mean right hook.
Yeah. Put it in
Mean
the box.
one.
Yeah.
He's the enforcer.
Good lord.
I'm trying to think of some other good fights. Miguel Cabrera squared up. I think the Yankees are in all kinds of fights. Miguel Cabrera, like, literally got into a – he threw his fist up like he was Rocky. I think it was Gary Sanchez. Who was that one fight that the guy – the hitter was at the plate, and before the catcher could stand up, he
Kicks him.
He kicks the catcher and then runs out there.
Who was it?
That was awesome.
Bryce Harper chucking his helmet, but like not really chucking
Yeah,
it.
Hunter Strickland.
Yeah.
And they both caught each other with a punch. It's a good one.
Bryce Harper
Arenado
flew
got heated a couple years ago at somebody. He chased him all around the field.
He got heated this year, but I don't think anything like came of it. He just was like yelling.
Somebody sent me a video of this guy chasing a pitcher literally across the entire field. And the pitcher was just running. He literally ran to like first to start and then ended up in the outfield, and he ended up in the left field before he got caught. He was just dead sprint away from this guy. People kept trying to step in front of him. This dude was just running by him after this pitcher.
I wonder if anybody ever got in a fight against like the Royals when Bo Jackson was there. Like, and Bo Jackson just literally just came like
I wouldn't want that.
crown of the helmet, just freaking.
I'd like to say I'm intimidated by nobody, but if Coach said, hey, go hit Bo Jackson, it's like, Coach, I don't know. I'd rather strike him out.
Or like Deion Sanders or somebody who just played football.
I'm not near as scared as Deion as I am Bo Jackson. Deion played corner. Come on now.
Yeah, but he comes out of freaking center field and just
Yeah, like I ain't
spears
gonna go up
you.
and try to fight the guy, but let's look at Deion Sanders' dimensions. Bo Jackson was a freight train.
Yeah,
He can't weigh anymore.
yeah,
my son's named
Deion
after
is
him
6'1",
because he's a
198.
physical freak. Oh, he's me.
Yeah, and I would wear you out. So yeah, Bo Sanders was 5'8", 206. He was literally a brick house. 5'8", 206.
He was 5'8".
That's Bob's. Yes. Yeah, that's Bob Sanders. I don't know why that says that.
I knew I was naming my son Bo when they said that he freaking took BPA
Yeah, he's 6'1", 230.
at
I don't know
Kansas
what this thing
City,
just pulled up.
and he hit a ball off the crown, and that was the day I knew. I was like, yeah, I'm naming.
Yeah,
my
Bo
son
Jackson 6'1", 230. I'm not fighting him. That's yeah.
Bo Schnell is 23 and a half inches and 11 pounds, 14 ounces.
Would you fight him?
A shot. He's got that Schnell gene, son. He's built like a brick house.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had an appointment, his 2-month appointment today. He's 90. It said 99th percentile in height and then 40th in weight. So he's a string bean.
Nice.
Beast.
That'll grow. That'll grow. Just gotta get some protein shakes in about 6.
Well, we start combine training in about a month.
Gotcha.
So,
Right,
when
we
it
can start
starts
watching these
rolling
baseball
over.
brawl videos.
I know.
There's a guy back home.
Attitude
A
on
guy
it.
back home. He teaches martial arts. He wanted to give me some like self-defense lessons in case anybody charged. I'm like, yeah, that would be sick. Somebody charge him.
Dude,
Somebody's
you
charge him. I
literally
put him in a freaking cobra hold or something.
You freaking karate kick his head.
Yeah. Get him right that judo chop him right to the Adam's apple. They're like, yeah.
What
that'd
would
be
be your
elite.
go-to move? Somebody's running at you. What's your go-to move?
Double
Slam
leg
the
takedown.
glove. Yeah, dude, that's me too. I'm literally going
You
for
go double leg
legs
takedown.
and then ground.
Or
and
if you
pound.
see a window, dude, if you can get one of them jabs in on a window.
Yeah.
You have
But
to
that's
wait.
too hard if they're you have to meet them. I think if they're
Well,
running,
here's the thing. I don't want to throw a punch with my right hand. I don't want to break my right hand and be an idiot. And I'm not real coordinated left-handed. But my first move is definitely kind of get low, go for the double leg takedown. But if I see a window, get a nice little jab in there, and it might stun them. The adrenaline might be too heavy to stun them at that point anyway. But you never know that left hook mean.
dude, we freaking had a bench clearing kind of like not a brawl or anything, but like our bench kind of cleared and their bench kind of cleared, and we were yelling at each other. And bro, my adrenaline was pumping for an inning and a half after that, and like nothing really happened. But I was just screaming at them.
I feel
I
I can imagine.
was just
I always thought it'd be cool to have one in high school because that is personal. That's like the guy from the next city over that you want to fight.
My dad, his best friend played at Cleveland State by where me and Cole grew up, and they've had a baseball video, a brawl video on YouTube for like 20 years
Yeah,
now.
that's Shane Ricketts.
Yeah, it was like all them getting into it. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
My dad was showing
Yeah.
me that when I was like 8 years old. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
this is the
it's
coolest
sick.
thing you'll ever watch.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like, okay.
literally, if you get in a brawl in high school, it's guys you want to fight anyway, and you're just looking for an excuse. We were close one time, shook. Nobody really knew it, but I told one of our coaches that next time this kid came up, I was hitting him. He said, "Okay." Dude, I hadn't said a word to this team the entire time. I just got out. I was running the first, got out. I'm walking back across the field to get my glove. I'm pitching. This dude runs in from wherever he was playing and just gives me a mean shoulder on the way in.
That.
And I looked. I was like, is he serious? I mean, at this point, he had like a hat trick. I mean, he had put the ball in play.
Yeah.
And he's bumping me as he's going to the dugout. And so it was like the last inning, so he wasn't going to come up. But if he did, might have started, which would have been sick. Anyway, we'll get you over the interview. Got a good one. But before we do, got to tell you about Turtle Box. Y'all know the gist. Y'all know what Turtle Box is about. Listen, I'm quarantining the days in, but I made sure to bring the Turtle Box. Check her out. She's right there, nice and dandy. The code has changed. It is no longer DNR 15. It is just DNR. Use code DNR to get $30 off of your turtle box. These things have been selling. They've been selling like they're the last brownies at a bake sale. But good news for you, they're not going out of stock. Go get your turtle box. Summer's coming up. Summer's here. I mean, we're almost July 4th. Get out on the lake. Throw your turtle box in the lake. Show your friends. This thing's waterproof. It's state of the art. Gen 2's out. Sick colors. Throw a turtle box on the boat, in the locker room, wherever you're at, on the dock, in the days in. Just have one with you at all times.
Yeah, if you're feeling crazy, get two of them. They can connect two of them, and you literally can
put them on both sides.
You can wear out the freaking neighborhood.
Hey, listen, football's coming up. You want to have a get together. You want to have a bunch of people, but you're like, man, they can't hear the TV. Easy. 2 turtle boxes, both sides of the get together. They'll feel like they're on the 50.
You're at the game.
Yeah, it's better than being at the game. You can crack open 50-cent Dr. Peppers instead of $7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. If you wouldn't mind following us on all platforms and subscribing to our page, that would be much appreciated. Leave us a review. Tell us if we suck. Even if we suck, tell us. Because all publicity is good publicity, as they say.
That's what Gandhi said.
That's what he said. Did he?
But
name one Gandhi quote.
Gandhi said a lot of things, so you could just say Gandhi said it, and most people will believe you.
Interesting.
That's what Aristotle said.
That when I started talking about parents don't have all the answers, Exhibit A. All right, you folks stay sparkling. Folks, we apologize in advance. We absolutely scraped the bottom of the barrel here. What happened was Stanley booked an interview. That interview fell through. We're standing here with our nuts in our hand pretty much tonight. And we were scrambling. So I call a guy who he's made a cameo on this podcast before and dropped some absolute nonsense about a fillet of fish. Ray's former first round pick from Chattanooga, Cooper Kinney. Coop, what's happening?
What's up, guys? I'm glad I could save the day today.
Yeah, we appreciate you jumping on here. It's now 10:23, and I have COVID. I'm not going to recover. So shout out to that guy.
You need to get to bed.
Shout out to that guy who just absolutely screwed us. I do not ever wish anyone injury or non-success, but if he was to stub his toe in his hotel room tonight, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, to say the least. All right, Coop. We'll start off the top here. Something that happened to us recently. We booked a guided fishing trip, bass fishing trip, Lake Okeechobee. What's it?
It was guided.
Yes,
guided. Had a guide.
We don't have a boat. Coop, what's it ranked? Like it's like the second best bass fishing.
I mean,
in the world.
Top 3 bass fishing lakes ever, and we got skunked.
When I tell you we didn't catch a fish in 4 hours, I didn't get a bite. The only bite Cooper got, this thing, heck, it might have been a gator. It bit right through his Cinco. Like it didn't even
I
get
think
it.
It's
Just
a shark.
bit it in half.
It had to have been a shark. It bit that thing right in half.
I did see some massive gators though. Massive.
Yeah.
So did y'all bring your poles and like all your stuff, or
no,
you just
no.
they had it
This
for
was
you?
all there. I thought
They
we were
provided
walking
it
on
for
a
us.
carpet.
What did it run y'all?
150.
150
And you
each.
didn't catch nothing.
Didn't
No.
catch a fish.
150 to see Lake Okeechobee.
In dollars per fish, it was in infinity.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly impressive that I went to the #1 bass fishing lake in the entire world, and I didn't even see a fish.
Keep in mind
that
Coop had went 2 years ago, and he was all about going. Like he was the one that was like, "Hey, let's go. We gotta do it." And for like 3 weeks, we've been trying to go. Finally, it works out. We get to go, and yeah, I mean, nothing. I did not get a single bite for 4 hours.
It's got to be the guide's fault, right? No, it can't be ours.
I plan on tipping the guy $50. I gave him a 20. Because let's be
feel
honest,
like
he didn't do much. We tried 3 lures in 4 hours.
He tied them on for us. That's all he did.
Number
all he
one
did.
bass fishing lake in the world for years.
Number 1.
0.
And I was
bro.
better off in the sewage pond behind Port Charlotte.
We should have used freaking live bait like slappers, like freaking 6-year-olds. We should have used the shad and let them swim around.
I wasn't holding my mouth right, I guess. I thought
Dude,
I
it was-
could turn my hat around. Maybe I'd catch a fish.
Dude, it was like the most perfect looking places, grass up there. I was throwing chatterbaits through the grass, throwing some Cincos through the grass, nothing. I couldn't believe it.
What
Man,
was the guide saying?
Well, he told us before we went out there, he's like, it's tough this time of year. It's like, I told Cooper.
Well, that's what I
he
would
says
say
that to
too.
everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I'd say too. If I didn't want to guarantee a fish, I would just be
Well,
like,
it's
hey.
a great hedge if you're a fishing guide. Like, oh, that's
No
not
doubt.
it's so good.
No
and you
doubt.
catch a ton. You're like, oh, you're the best guide ever. But then it's a hedge in case you don't. Well,
Last time
he
I
was
went,
pretty
though-
upset. He was pretty upset when we left. He was
He
like,
was.
man, it's never this bad. Never.
Last time I went, I think I caught 20 bass, and they were all big.
He said,
And I was just reeling them in every cast.
Hey, he was catching 1-pounders, and he's saying they're massive.
well,
Right.
he showed me a picture of a three pounder, and he had our weight training guy convinced it was a 6.5. I'm not. That's a true story. The kid's
No,
lost.
I said
lost his
it was
last
a
year's
5
Easter egg.
It's a 5-pound bass,
It's not.
no question.
It's not even close. But it was just. I was disappointed in the fact that we only used 3 lures. I'll be honest. Is it bad if you don't tip a fishing guide if you catch no fish? Is that like disrespectful?
It is, but he didn't do his job. Like, he had one job, was to let me catch a fish, and I didn't catch one.
Not a single one.
I mean, that is literally the entire point of his job is just to make me catch a fish and be happy.
That was depressing.
And I left there pissed.
Hour and a half. We left at 3:45 in the morning.
I
3:45.
was still sleeping.
Yeah.
Who drove?
We drove separately.
No
I had
way.
something to do. Afterwards. And
Yeah.
Coop went to Sonic in Fort Myers after we were done.
Miserable drive there,
I
but
can't
I was
believe-
excited.
You added 2 hours to a drive after getting
No.
stuck.
No, I mean, I had to treat
Just
myself
about.
at least, make myself smile, get me a slushie.
Yeah, bad experience. He said the winter is the time to come. He should give us a free trip, Lucky. That's what we should have said when we left. We're
Yeah,
like, hey,
rain-
you got a spot
Rain
in
check it.
January? Yeah, you need to hook us up.
I
You
thought he
should
might discount our rate, honestly.
I did too. I thought he was gonna be like, "Go get your money back." That was pathetic. Because he was like, he told us, he was like, "It ain't like y'all are some of these slappers that I have who can't cast. Like y'all are putting it where you need to put it. They just ain't hitting it." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. We've caught fish before." Yeah, embarrassing. I don't know if we'll be back in the summer for sure.
I feel like I need to go and just redeem myself, though.
Well, I probably won't be on that one. I'll probably stay home. I'll probably sleep in.
And I pay 150 more bucks, and I get skunked again, and I'll never fish again.
All right, Coop. Let's take it back. So I've known Coop for a long time. I've known Coop like right when he got out of diapers. He was playing on the Fury, 7-year-old Fury team. Y'all were like the dream team.
Number 1 team in the nation. Had to have been.
They beat the crap out of everybody.
Had to have been.
But speaking of dream teams, so run through your high school team's lineup.
We had our leadoff was going to Virginia. We had our 2-hole Wake Forest. I was 3-hole South Carolina, 4-hole South Carolina, 5 Wake Forest. 6 was MTSU. 7 was Murray State, and 8 was South Carolina too. And then our 9 was just the pitcher, whatever. So we had Clemson pitcher, MTSU pitcher, and then we had some JUCOs too added in there. So, we were pretty good. We would have beat the brakes off of Heritage, but
Playing Tennessee high school baseball, which is embarrassing.
and dominated it naturally.
Yeah. What was the pull to get these kids to come to Baylor?
They all wanted to play with Coop.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not want to play with this superior teammate of myself? I knew a couple of the guys. I played with them on USA, And, it just kind of, they were looking for a boarding school, and, we kind of connected with them somehow. And we ended up just kind of making a baseball factory for a few years. I mean, we were pretty dominant for 3 years in a row, which is pretty cool.
They wouldn't come play us, though, with this shit.
No, they wouldn't.
They didn't schedule us. They didn't want to come to Taj. That's
Would
what
he have been old enough to play when we were there?
His freshman year. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We would have beat the brakes off of them his freshman year. So
No chance.
It's so most of the kids lived on campus, right?
Yeah. Most of them from out, like we had a bunch from out of state, but we also had some kids from around Chat.
What, you?
Me, we had, all the MTSUs are from Tennessee, but everybody else was border.
If y'all remember in our previous episode, we talked to Rick Honeycutt. He mentioned Baylor. His kids go to Baylor. That's where Coop went. It's a university. It's a high school university in Chattanooga. But yeah, no, they didn't have a squad. Didn't have a squad on them. Coop, tell us about draft day. What went down on draft day?
Well, it was a pretty crazy day, actually. So I was projected somewhere between the first and the second round, so I didn't really know. It was kind of up in there. I had like a 50% chance of going on the first night, round one. And so I really didn't think that I would go on the first night. I kind of was pretty much set on going the second day, early in the second round.
That makes sense because you're a beta. So
yeah, I was just, I don't really know what I was assuming, but so I had like a couple of my buddies over, but it was pretty much just my family, and we were watching it, and got to the end, watched the whole first round, got to about 30, and it was kind of in the range that I was up to be picked, and I ended up getting a call from the Rays at 31, and kind of told me that I was going to be a Ray, and I was pretty much freaking out at that point. I had about 15 minutes till I showed up on the TV, and pretty crazy night, but like literally 5 minutes after I got drafted, I had a bunch of like interviews. So I barely got to celebrate. I had to run back and get my computer and set up for a Zoom meeting.
And get Rick Nauman.
Yeah, all those guys.
The local newscaster, baby.
I feel like only we think that's funny, like everybody else.
Well, yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
Obviously. Who else do we got? Jill
Wait, so
left.
they called you before?
Yeah, they called me at 31.
That's crazy.
They didn't call you before they picked you, Chanel? Oh, the Rays called you?
Yeah, the Rays called me at 31 and said they were going to
Who
take
called?
me. GM.
Really?
Neander.
I've never spoken to Neander. Not one time.
You
That's
haven't?
cool. Good dude.
I'm going to be honest with you. If he was in the room next to me, I wouldn't know who he was. They're not
He's
crazy.
a pretty standard guy, but he's pretty cool. I mean, I was like kind of scared of him because he's the GM, obviously. But he's a pretty chill guy.
I guess that's what happens when you're like the fourth piece in a trade deal is you don't get to talk to the GM when that goes through.
You're the leftovers. So.
Yeah. It's just, whatever they get out of me is a bonus. They got Patino already dicing, so. Yeah. So you get drafted. Did you sign pretty quick, or was there some negotiating going on?
Yeah, I mean, I negotiated for there was like a week where I didn't really hear much. And then, I think I was the first one to sign in my class. So it was pretty straightforward. I got to sign first, and I came down to Florida, beautiful Port Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And, got it going from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously coming to this season with a lot of high hopes and some adversity at an early age. Young buck like yourself, growing a thick neck.
No doubt.
So if I remember this correctly, you hit a double and you dive back into second on an attempted back pick.
Yep.
Here's my question: Why are we back picking inter squads?
I mean, that's the question I'm still asking myself.
Surely that was like scripted.
Wait,
before.
it was an inter squad? I thought you guys would already started playing other teams.
No, it was inter squad.
Didn't make it out of inter squad.
You got back
I had
picked in inter squad.
Absolute grinder of an at bat, 10 pitch double. I'm all pumped up on second base.
Who was it? Who was pitching?
Alan Strong.
It had to
You
be
know.
like a call. Like it had to be
Yeah.
going into the game. Like the pitcher
No,
coach
I'm
was
just,
like, hey, anyone who gets the second, run one back pick.
Who was playing
Work
the
with the middle
infield?
infielder.
Well, I'm on second base, and I am a run threat. I'm a steal threat, obviously.
Yeah.
Never.
80
I
grade
cannot run.
speed. 80 grade speed. So, obviously they're a little scared of me, but I mean, I literally took a regular secondary, and they backpicked, and I dove in normal, and
Wait, it came from the catcher?
yeah, catcher backpick.
Who was catching?
Oh, that's what it was.
So I took a secondary and threw it down to second.
Wow.
I mean, I was safe by 2 miles, but
no
bad
way.
slide must have been.
It came from the catcher?
Yeah, catcher back.
Who was it?
That's
I don't know.
that's try hard. Yeah, don't say it. Don't say it. 'Cause that's a bad move. That's a no-field move in inter squad. In a spring training inter squad, we're trying to backpick.
Yep, inner squad.
That's
Then-
hero ball. That's trying to.
You should have just took the tag. You
Yeah,
should
I know, I shoulda
just
just-
took the tag.
I should have just stood up.
That's someone thinking that them back picking and getting you out is taking them from high A to double A or double A to triple A.
The one back
Hey,
pick.
yeah, I know.
Uncooped.
And-
Got
Hey, you know
cement block
me.
feet.
And you know me, nose in the grind, just grinding back to second base, head first dive
Dirty jersey out of inter squad. That's the kind of
Oh,
guy
yeah.
you are. Just a lunch pail.
for sure.
You're gonna bring it. You're gonna bring it to the field, and you're gonna take it home.
No doubt.
Unbelievable. So where are you at mentally? Obviously, I'm here to chaperone you most days, but
Um,
now that I have COVID and I'm quarantined, you're at the house alone. Do you feel like an alpha right now?
yeah, I mean, it's just me surviving the elements now at this point. But it's been tough just not playing and getting my first chance to. Was going to be playing pro ball this year, and I didn't get to play, so that was disappointing. But it's just part of it, and I kind of come to peace with it, and just trying to get better and get back to it. It's pretty much all you can do, and so just kind of putting my head down and getting after it at this point.
Yeah. There's definitely a point where it comes where you're just like, even me with COVID right now. I mean, yesterday I could have ran my truck off a bridge, but
Right.
today it was just like, I mean, what am I going to do? Like, I could
Yeah.
sit here and be pissed all day, or it's just
You just got to roll with
Coughing
it at some
gonna
point.
keep coughing up lose and figure it out later.
I feel like that is.
I have
literally
a
just-
stack. This trash can might overflow if I keep going. Mercy.
Literally, I
It won't
feel like
stop.
that's the epitome of minor league baseball. It's just like taking blows and just sucking. It's sucking for a little bit, and then
Yeah,
finally,
Snelly retired for the third time yesterday.
yeah, I did. It maybe for good.
Snelly, are you
Yeah.
better off? Are you better mentally today, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit better.
Yeah. Snelly.
Hey, Snelly's a
is-
grinder, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Snelly's ready to move up, and numbers would say he's earned it, but it's an uncontrollable.
Yep, uncontrollable. Just keep
It's an
doing it.
uncontrollable, and it's just one of those things where, like you say, you just got to accept it, because there's a lot of
Hey,
that's what's tough, like you said, about minor league baseball and really all sports and life in general. It's
Yeah,
like the Mark Appel interview and his story, like a lot of uncontrollables there. He just dealt with it, and now he's bigger.
exactly.
Yeah, just put the head down and get after it.
No, it's funny. to
Snelly,
me. Go ahead. Ken.
I heard that if you had my speed, you'd be moved up already.
Yeah, is that
That's
right?
just what I heard. That's just what I heard, though. I don't know.
I need your power. Did you hear about me freaking pimping that ball and it not getting out?
No, you go WTP.
105 at 28 hit the wall, and then Leon hit a ball of 98 at 27, and it freaking went out by 10 feet.
And he's not
He's got
salty
more-
about it at all.
I'm not salty.
He's got
Bases
more
loaded.
juice than you, but that's all right.
I literally skipped down the line.
We'll
You
get you
didn't
in
see
the
him
weight room
posted
one
on
of these days.
Instagram?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I'll
he
send it
posted
to
it.
We'll get you in the weight
Yeah.
room one of these days, and you can get after it. You hit some bombs.
I was about to ask you something, Coop. I done forgot.
I got a question. Throwing it back to the draft.
Yeah.
You said you were like one of the first guys here. What was it like once you showed up? Like, I remember for me, like they basically like my parents were with me. We showed up to the facility, and then I got out of the car and like said bye to my parents, and it was like just like thrown to the fire.
I
Like-
took him fishing.
Well, yeah. So I signed at the Trop, and I was in St. Pete, and they were like, "All right, your parents' flight's in the morning. Just drive down to Port Charlotte. We'll get you your apartment key." Blah blah blah. So I said bye to my parents, had all my stuff in my truck, and just drove down here and got my apartment key, and I was really on my own. I mean, I moved in. I was like, I don't know what to do. I was just kind of sitting there looking around like, is this real? I mean, I'm just down here in the middle of Florida, just in an apartment, emptied. And I just got my stuff in trash bags, just loading it up. So it was a wild experience. I mean,
It's so quick how you go from literally like the peak to like, oh yeah, this is. It takes a while to get to that dream.
yeah, I had known nobody's names. I was just figuring it out. I was probably the youngest kid there at that point.
Yeah.
So, it was crazy, but it was pretty cool to look back on, honestly.
Well, you're kind of going back to injuries. Age is like such a big topic in baseball, especially among us. Like getting older is not. It kind of sucks. Like my birthday's in 2 weeks, and I know older people hear this, but oh, you don't know about getting old. It's not that I feel old. It's that every year that goes by,
For our occupation.
that's dollars off a contract.
Yeah.
And I think Coop, you were worried about getting hurt, but I genuinely do not think this affects your timeline at all. Your injury.
Yeah.
Like I told you when I was trying to get it in your head that you needed surgery was you could have hit 600 this year in Charleston and probably have been a river dog all year long. How old are you? 19? You just turned 19. They weren't moving you. It took them.
Yeah.
It took them 4 months of the year to move Taj, who had like a freaking 0.2 last year because he was 20.
Yeah.
The dude was literally he was bullying kids, and they just left him out there. So yeah, that's for me too. That was the same thing. It was like I tried to rehab an injury that I knew was hurt,
Right.
because I wanted to not miss a year. But I'm
it's one of those
22
things.
still.
I mean, I got in there young, so it's like that was kind of part of why I went in so early, is that I had some time to have some failure mixed in there at some point, and have time to move up. And I'd like it to be I'd like to be playing right now, but at this point, I mean, I'll be back next year and good to go, and hopefully I hit the ground running, and I'll be right back to where I was. So at some point it might not be like I missed too much, but
we have yet to have an interview of someone who has not talked about a period of struggle they've gone through. And for you, this is probably the first time. I mean, like real struggle. Like you've probably had some freaking like a month of a slump or something, but never a long period. Never. Yeah, sure, you're not slumped.
No, I don't slump. Yeah,
maybe some errors. But that's just part of it. And
yeah,
I would like if we did interview somebody who's like at a higher stage and they haven't gone through a period of struggle, I'd worry about them because it's like, well, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
And personally, I'd rather it be before I get to the big leagues. So at least I know how to handle it, because when it's inevitable that you do struggle at some point in the big leagues, because it's going to happen, it's better off that you've been through a period of struggle. So now you've been through an injury, like a serious injury. That's way worse than on-field struggle. Like you'd rather be playing and sucking than hurt, right? So like when it does come, like you're gonna slump, you're gonna struggle. It's not gonna feel as bad because you're like, well, at least I'm playing and I can get out of this. Like there's a timeline for an injury I can't swing by. Tomorrow I can go 3 for 3 and get out of this quick. Yep. So right now it sucks, but in the long run it'll be a good thing for sure.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest adjustments for me was being able to understand like struggles, I guess, going from high school where the competition's not as great, and I'm able to
the freaking Monstars.
Yeah, I'm pretty much I'm the best player on the field, or one of the best players on the field at all times. Like that's the biggest adjustments. Like struggles for me don't come as often as I feel like they do in pro ball. Like you're stepping into the best of the best, and so that struggle is going to come. And being injured is, baseball is my job now, and I feel like I got taken out of it this year, which is a little disappointing, but at the same point, that's kind of a mental struggle more than it is anything. And I think the mental part of the game is a huge part of it. I think maybe as much as it is physical, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's when you're injured, it's more so. I mean, the rehab process is written out. Like it's a cookie cutter program. Like if the physical part is like it's up to you to take care of your body, obviously, but that's the least of your concerns because you're going to do that. The mental part is the toughest, and I think it is. This is the first time in your life that you've gone a period of time without competing at something. You feel like something's missing. Like when you're a competitor and you're not competing, you feel like something is missing, and you feel like it's because you love baseball, what you do. But like it boils down to you want to compete at something, and when you're not able to, you feel helpless.
I agree with that for sure.
I'd say in 2018 too, when I broke my wrist, like I think as much as it sucked, like I felt like I was in the same place, but I also feel like just being around, there were older guys in the training room and being able to be around them and kind of like pick their brain and stuff. Like I may have grown, like obviously you need to play and you need at bats, but like there's something like to value about being around guys who've been in the system, gone through it, and like are working through like a struggle, but have already like worked through the system and learning from them too. Like I think like Honeywell was hurt when I was hurt. Joe McCarthy, who's in Japan playing right now, like those guys, I was able to talk to them like every day, pick their brain, like hear about how they go about their business, like what their routine is, like how they get through like the mental struggles. I think that was like huge for me. And like I think like when it came down to it, that just made me a better player. Like even though I was sitting out and wasn't able to like compete like physically.
So what you're saying is Coop should grow to appreciate us.
Yeah. I mean, we've been preaching for him till a long time.
Yeah.
He don't listen.
Part in our wisdom. Yeah, he'll grow to appreciate it. It's like we're talking about at the beginning of the show, Chanel. You appreciate your parents more when you have a kid. I had Coop. So now I appreciate my parents. And I was about to say something else too. I went mind blanking into that one.
Hey, Schnell's a pretty wise guy. I'd take his wisdom over Cole's any day, but Cole mixes in some good stuff every once in a while.
He's got a one up. He's a father. You should take his.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. He's my makeshift dad. I should have texted him Happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
you should have.
I was always there for Coop. Coop and I have had deep heart to heart.
Some deep stuff.
Yeah. We really got into the nitty gritty of life.
And then guess where Schnelly goes when he needs it. When he was retired for the third straight time.
Yeah.
He was really retired last time. He was done.
I was ready.
It's part of it.
No, but in all seriousness, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's always good to pick somebody who's been through something's mind. Like,
no doubt.
Whether it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, even if you think it's like it doesn't apply to you, at some point it will.
It will.
Like, it always does. I remember when I got to college and people were telling me things, and I just I felt like they were just trying to be the guy who's been there. You know what I'm saying? Like when the new guy comes and you want to act like you've been there. And I remember hearing things and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then it would just all click so quick when I had a 7 ERA, and I'm like, okay, what they're saying makes sense. I need to slow this down. So definitely, you're right on that, Chanel.
Right. Yeah, I think being able to, when I'm not playing, I think talking the game and being able to talk to players about different situations. I know there's some older position players that I talk to. Dylan Paulson, I talk to hitting, and we kind of go through situations where certain pitchers and what an arm looks like and what your approach is. I think we've done that multiple times, just watching games on TV or whatever it is. And I think that's kind of just part of the mental part. I got a question for Cole. I know he said something about competing. Do you think you compete with yourself when you don't have that ability to compete, on the field right now? I know you're battling injury too. Like, you think you compete with yourself just in the weight room, or how do you get that competitive edge out?
Yeah, yes and no. Because if I do that, then I do something stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to take it too far. But I try to compete at something. I mean, when Schnelly and Sam were down here, we played Catan every single day.
Yeah.
like, and I get more mad. Like I said that on here before. Like I get pissed.
Yeah, we get fired up.
Yeah, we scream at each other every time we play. Like I definitely try to find something to compete in. Whether right now I'm doing school, so like I'm just trying to crank out the assignments, and it's keeping me occupied. And it's turned into a competition. Like my English teacher will not stop giving us assignments. She will not stop. She's like pi, like the number pi. It just doesn't stop. There's just numbers after number, and I'm gonna beat her. So now I have COVID, so I have a one up on her. Like I have all the time in the world. Bring it.
Yeah. Everybody loves a good English teacher. Loves homework.
They're always doing the most, man. But Coop, thanks for coming on this impromptu interview. It turned out to be better than I thought. I mean, we had no notes, no plan whatsoever.
That just shows us how. That just shows the people how professional we are.
We're athletic. We work on the fly.
Part of it.
They brought in a guy we didn't have a scouting report on, and we strung together 2 hits, and then Chanel bunted them in.
That's all it takes. If I was really pitching though, y'all would both strike out.
Right.
I would have thrown a complete game against Heritage.
You have a bum shoulder and elbow, so I doubt that seriously.
It's all right. I'll grind through it.
I doubt that seriously. I feel like I'm missing something. Something popped in my head and we got on a tangent. But it'll have to wait. Coop, again, appreciate you coming on. And this interview was brought to you by the Hit Factory Athletics. Coop's going to get some Hit Factory gear. It's nasty. Use code DNR10 to get 10% off of your order today. Coop, signing off.
It was a pleasure, boys.
Snelly Shook. See y'all later. Everybody else out there, stay